Okay, let's do division. So if I'm going to do division, let's say that I have something like 700. Oh no, yeah, 700 divided by 100. So if I ask you what is 700 divided by 100, I'm sure that you're all saying is 7. So if I write this 700 in this grid, I will write it here. 7 hundreds, 0 tens, 0 ones. Agree with me? Now, I'm going to divide by 100. If I'm going to divide by 100, and before we were multiplying, and when we were multiplying, we were going to the left. Now, if I'm going to divide, I'm going to go to the right. So, here, when I'm dividing, I'm going to move to the right. And it's true for all decimal places. So if I'm going to move to the right, how many decimal places? Okay, I'm dividing by 100. So I have 2 zeros here, which means that I have to move 2 decimal places. So this one is going to move 1, 2, and I'm going to write it here. And this one is going to move 1, 2, and I'm going to write it here. And the 7 is going to move 1, 2, and I'm going to write it here. Okay, my decimal place remains in the same point. I'm not moving a decimal place. It's always here. That's the line of the decimal place. This one here, always, this line doesn't change. That's my line of the decimal point. I'm not moving any decimal points. Wonderful. So what happened? Now I get that my answer is 7 units, exactly what I had here. Okay, so if that's true, when I'm going to divide a decimal, it must also be true. So let's do a decimal here. So I'm going to do 5/10 divided by 1,000. Okay, so 5/10 divided by 1,000. So I'm going to delete what I have here. Sorry, girls, it takes a while to delete with this thing. Fantastic. So first I'm going to write 5/10. How do we write 5/10? So I have 0 ones. My decimal point continues in the same spots, and I have 5/10. And now I'm going to divide by 1,000. That means that I'm going to move to the right. Yeah? How many decimal places? 3. Why? Because I have 3 zeros here. So I'm going to move 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to write it here. And this 0, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to write it here. Good. And that's my answer. Have I stopped? No, because I'm in the decimal place values. What do I have to do? I have to say I have 0 ones. My decimal place is here. I continue with my decimal place in the same. And the zeros in between are important because they're placeholders. Therefore, my answer is going to be 500 thousandths. And we write it like this. And that's going to be my answer. Wonderful. So what we're going to be doing now is that, having explained what I just did, we're going to do all the questions from below. I'm going to do them all of these ones. But what I want you to do is I want you to look at the question that I'm doing, pause, do it yourself, draw this decimal place, draw it with pen so that you can rub in out, or take a picture and print it out so that you can rub out what you're doing in pencil, and you're trying to solve it. And if you got the correct answer, done. If not, you watch the video and try to understand. If you have questions, you let me know.